Before we bring in our guests, let's bring you some breaking news. Explosions and sustained gunfire that lasted over an hour were heard early Thursday morning at the airport in Niamey, the capital of Niger, and security forces had blocked off the area. The first explosions occurred at around 6 a.m. local time, that's 5 a.m. GMT, and sporadic gunfire was still audible nearly 2 hours later. A security source said it appeared the airport was under attack. Niger, like its Sahel neighbors Mali and Burkina Faso, has struggled to contain attacks from jihadist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State that have killed thousands and displaced millions in the three countries. Well, moving on to our first guest. The Nigeria Democratic Congress has introduced a strict anti-defection policy requiring all its candidates for elective offices to sign indemnity and affidavit forms committing to vacate their seats if they defect from the party after winning elections. The policy, unveiled on Tuesday at the party's national secretariat in Abuja, is expected to affect prominent members and other recent entrants into the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. The NDC defended its decision, insisting that the measure is constitutionally grounded and aimed at curbing political defection. However, the party still has issues internally to sort out, as some members are disgruntled over the conduct of the party primaries. Joining us on the show to discuss the latest anti-defection policy by the NDC and the party primaries, which is still a major controversy, is Ehiozua Agbonaima, Edo South senatorial aspirant under NDC and former member of the House of Representatives. Good morning, Honourable, and you're most welcome to the morning show.
Good morning, Ayo. Thank you for having me. Good morning to our viewers out there. God bless you all.
Yeah, well, good morning, Mr. Agbonaima. Well, since the Constitution is already very clear about...
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning, yes. About what happens if a member of a party...
And Rufai, good morning, all of you.
Yes, God bless you.
So since the Constitution is already clear about, what happens if a person defects from one political party to the other, and in fact, many of the key high-ranking members of your party, in fact, got to that party by jumping from one party to the NDC. Help us make sense of this additional measure by your party that members have to sign a form of indemnity or of affirmation that should they leave the party, then of course they will relinquish whatever positions they want under the platform of the party. In any case, it's a basic point, both in the electoral law and in the Constitution, that elective positions belong at the end of the day to the party under whose banner the position was won. But if you must defect, the Constitution also says you must show that there is a crisis within your party and that there is a division within the party. So why this other extra measure? Does the NDC have the capacity to even enforce that beyond what's already in the laws? And of course, we have the courts. So the NDC wants to give the ticket and also act as the judge and the jury over the ticket.
Well, Dr. Abati, you have said it all. For me, it is unfortunate that we have found ourselves in this situation where we are today. In all good faith, I joined NDC. I left a party that I helped to build over the years, AC, ACN, ACD, up to APC. I'm one of those that believe that party is supreme, and it's two-way traffic. Loyalty is two-way traffic. You must be loyal to the party, but the party must also do everything within the context of the law, even within the party's guidelines and rules, because there's nobody that is above the law. Everybody must be protected, and that is why we have Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Nobody has monopoly of ideas. What has happened is that, it is their right to put in place some rules about this anti-defection policy, having indemnity, maybe what I call it affidavit. It's like making sure that we put preventive measure in place, people defecting from one party to the other. And like others and many of us, I would say, we've gone through that. Once upon a time, I left APC to join PDP, and at the time, APC, I was looking to contest for House of Rep then, and later they said, oh, go for chairmanship. Even at the end of the day, I was sidelined and jettisoned. So many things happened. I don't want to go into all that. I have to leave, and I went to PDP. And by the grace of God, PDP, I went through the primary, and I won that primary. At the end of the day, the good people of Ego-Ekpo Federal Constituency came en masse, and they voted for me, and I became a member of the House of Representatives. And here we are today, that nobody can say that, oh, if you are a member of a political party, that you have to work against the guidelines and the rule of the party. I think we have the right, and it's our right to always obey and follow the guidelines and follow the rules, because they must be in place. Some rules and guidelines to protect and guide everybody. But at the same time, the party itself must also do everything humanly possible to do the right thing, so you don't have a party that is shattered or being factionalized. When a party also is factionalized or shattered one way or the other, what do you want the members of that party to do? Like in the case of PDP at the time, we have McAfee, who was national chairman. Later we have Senator Ali Modu Sheriff. And when there was a lot of issues, the problem arose at that time, some of us say, no, wait a minute, what is happening here is wrong. We all left and joined Senator Ali Modu Sheriff. Many of us, Senator Hope Uzodinma, then the late Senator Kashamu, late Dr. Karo Jugbo, and myself, we stood and stick our neck, and we stood with Senator Ali Modu Sheriff, who happened to be the chairman of PDP as at then. So, and let the party also play their role, not be working against their own rules or guidelines, and expect the candidate or any of their members decided to say, well, we want to jettison, we want to defect from the party. It is both ways, and it's two-way traffic that everybody must follow the rule, must abide by the rules of the game. If that is in place, I don't see anything wrong. Try to encourage and tell them, look, you must sign undertaking for not being able to just defect. But signing undertaking means if the party also have issues and be shattered or factionalized, I think the member also have the right to defect. So that's for me. So there must be a clause. It's not only one-way traffic.
All right. Yeah,
that's in the Constitution, Section 1.
Like Dr. Bat had made a point that these provisions are contained in the Constitution around defections and when a member can defect from a political party, and this includes, of course, factionalization or internal party politics. But let me talk about the other challenges the NDC is having, even with some of your members. I don't know if this has been sorted yet. These allegations around, bribery, monies paid for tickets, anointed candidates, imposition of candidates. Some results till now, despite the fact that it's been weeks since the primaries were held, have not yet been released. Is there a reason for this? You have talked about your trajectory, your movement from parties based on
the question. I can hardly hear your question because the phone is statics.
Oh, right. Okay, so my question simply is that the issues within the NDC, what is the situation of things now? Have all results been officially released by the NDC? And then, are you going to move again? Because some of the issues you mentioned in the previous parties you belong to, we can see the NDC already exhibiting some of them.
Well, if I'm hearing you, because it's a little bit difficult, if I may answer the little ahead, is that, you know, I think the party also have a role to play by playing by the rules. It's not only just the members, it is both ways, like I've said before. You know, it's not one-way traffic. Everybody must obey the rule of law. As a matter of fact, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, succeed every other, whether there's, you know, rules by any political party. But what is important is for every member of any political party to adhere to the rule, to the guidelines of their party. But what is important is our Constitution. It's a norm that every Nigerian must obey and follow and obey the rule of law. For me, I took an oath to defend, protect, and uphold the rule that is the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. So nobody have monopoly that one party will decide and dictate. And fortunately, where we are today in NDC, a lot of irregularity, a lot of you know, problem, confusion, that we have seen how, you know, members, aspirants have been treated. It is very sad, and if this is the party that wants to change Nigeria, I think they need to change their ways, and things have to be done right, because charity begins at home. They must first of all, you know, define and redefine. Are we ready to change the narrative? Are we ready to really change Nigeria? But the way they are going, I'm sorry to say this. I said it before that I've been in APC, I've been in PDP, I have not seen such a thing, the attitude. You know, this is not a one-man show. A political party belongs to everybody. It's not one man taking decision, dictating, and has been a sole administrator. So if that is how they want to play to the gallery, okay, then it's going to be a sad day.
Mr. Agboniwa, why don't you just go back to the APC? If you feel very disgruntled,
yes,
why don't you just go back to the APC?
It's not about going back to the APC. It is my fundamental human right to join any political party, to associate with any, you know, political party. You know, so the question remains. You know, the truth must be told. And if we always keep on saying, "Oh, don't say," keep quiet, Nigeria will always remain where it is. We have to say, speak truth to power. Where someone have erred, have wronged the people, not just EJ. This is not about EJ. It's about Nigerians. It's about this nation. Because we can't continue to, you know, live in a lawless society and expect result. No. So I disagree to that, my dear friend, Mr. El-Rufai. What is it? It's not about going back to APC, just go back to APC. But I'm saying, in a situation, what has happened, where, you know, the Electoral Act is very explicit. It says either by consensus or, you know, direct primaries. So there's no such thing, you know, affirmation is not within the context of the Electoral, you know, Act of 2026. So for me, I think you can't.
You just said you have a constitutional right,
yes,
to leave and go to any political party. If you feel NDC is rubbish, just go back to the APC. It's not a big deal. All right? If you feel NDC
I'm sorry,
is rubbish,
I can't hear you.
Just go back to the APC. You have a constitutional right.
You cannot hear clearly, so we'll need to hear. Thank you so much
thanks,
for your time with us this morning.